Hello guys, welcome to Good Do Micro Projects. In this application, when I input a name, it welcomes the person to my channel. So when I input the name Naveen, it welcomes Naveen to my channel. Now Naveen is my mentor from UI Brain Technologies. So it says, hello Naveen, welcome to Good Do Micro Projects. In this video, we're going to learn how to develop this using React hooks and Redux. If you want to type along with me, kindly install the following: npm install Redux, npm install React Redux, npm install Redux DevTools extension. So with all said and done, let's begin. To begin with, let's create 3 folders in our SRC folder. So the first one, we say, call it assets. Create another one and call it components. Create another one and call it Redux. Good. Now let's take the first one, assets. We don't have any images, so let's leave it and go to the next one, components. In this folder, let's create another folder and call it welcome. Good. Now in the welcome folder, let's create a file and call it welcome.js. Good. So we're ready to go with our boilerplate. Instead of ordinary div, why don't we give it react.fragment? Good. So inside that, we can say h1 tag and say hello. So let's link that to the app.js too. Welcome. Good. Welcome has been imported for us already. So now let's go to our browser to see how it's doing. Great, we have welcome on the screen. Now this means we're ready to go. So let's go close this app.js. Now let's go to our welcome. Now let's start. To start with, let's see the structure of this application. Go to paint, then we say we're going to have a header, yes, then another body, then we're going to have the last one, footer. Good. But with the page setup, okay, we're going to have 3 columns empty, then we give it 6 columns, the last 3 will also be empty. So we're going to have 3, 6, 3, since Bootstrap has 12 columns. So we're going to work in this region. So that is that. Let's get going. So first thing is to create a div and call it row. Say class name, of course, row. Next, inside the row, we need another div and give it a class name and call it call md3. Now this 3 will be empty, so let's create another one and call it 6. So over here we can say call 6. So we're going to work in the 6. So inside the 6, what do we want? We want a card. So we say div class name equals card. Now inside the card, what do we want? We need card header, footer, and a body. So we say div class name equals card header. So we copy that 2 more times. Or we can say next one is going to be card body, and the last one card footer. Good. So let's take them one after the other. So the first one, card body, card header. Card header, what do we need? We need an h2 tag. H2 tag with a test welcome user app. Good. So that is that. So next is the body. Sorry. Body. So in the body, what do we need? We need a form. Good. Now inside the form, we need an input field and a button. So we say div class name equals form group. Okay, so we copy that. Good. So the first one, we give it the input field, and the second one we give it the button. So we say the first one input. So under the input, we need type. So we say type equals text. Then placeholder equals enter name. Then we need class name equals form control. So that is that for the input. Let's go to the next one, the submit submit button. So input good, give it a type equals submit. Then value equal to welcome. Great. So that is that. Next is our footer. So we say footer. So in our footer, what do we need? We need an h3 tag. Then we say hello. Then we give it a name. Name welcome to good do micro project. Let's add channel to it. Good. We can say good. So hello name, welcome to good do micro projects. So that is that. So now let's check the screen to see how it's doing. Great, it's exactly what we need. Now the next thing is to make the form inline. So we say go to the form, say form class name equals form inline. Okay, let's check it again. Great. So the next thing is to center everything and make it center everything, then make it bold. Good. So let's go center everything. We say over here card body. Now let's go to the card and make it the center. Test center. Good. That should work. Good. The body didn't center, so let's go do that too. I'll say test. No, the body needs justify content center. So let's do it. Justify content center. Okay, that will do it. Great. So now let's make everything bold and add some colors. So next, make everything bold. Let's give a class name. Call it font weight bold. btn primary. Then btn so good. That is that for the backend. Let's go to the body. Good. Now the body, we can give it background color bg dark. Then with our header, we can give it bg primer. Then we make font bold. The class name font weight bold. Now let's check the screen to see how things are doing. Great. This is exactly what we want. Let's bold the footer too. So we go to footer and say class name font weight bold. Great. Now our application is ready. Let's add some margin top. Go to the row and then say margin top 5. Let's check that on the screen. Good. Now next thing to do is to bind the input field and the button. So we say we go. So we say let user comma set user equal to use state to bracket let's call it username with the value empty. Let's make it empty. Make the state empty. Let's import use state. I'm saying use state. Good. So that is that. So to bind it now, we can give it, we need to give our input a value and the name. So we say, let's give you a name equals username. Then we give you a value called user.username. Good. Then we give you on change equals handle change. So now let's create a function for handle change. So we go up, say handle change. So we say let handle change be equal to a function there with an event which will give us set user bracket return the user, comma, give us event dot target dot name with the value event dot target dot value. So it's going to locate the name and display the value. So as we're given the value user dot username. Okay. So that is that. We can check it how if it's working by giving the user a pre tag. So we say pre tag call JSON.stringify user. Okay, let's check the screen. See, handle change is not defined. Define line 36. Let's check it. Handle change is not defined. 36. Handle change. Put on change because handle change. So why saying? Oh, sorry. Handle change. Good, we got it. Let's check it again. Great. So we have our pre-tag on the screen. So we say JSON.stringify user. So let's see the user on the screen. So we go there, say user on the screen. So anything we type, we should be able to link it. You can see this also changing. So that is that. So the next thing to do is to bind this welcome button too. So we say go to our form good. Then we say on submit should be equal to handle submit. Okay, let's write a function for handle submit. This time let me copy it. Good. So we say handle submit. To select handle submit equal to a function. Good. Goes to a function. Now let's call the event, then prevent default. Now let's say event dot prevent default. Good. Then prevent default. Good. So it's not going to run. So now let's say let's test it out. Okay, let me say alert user. Okay. We go to the screen to see it's working. We say good. alert user. Good. So meaning our button is also ready. Input is ready, our button is ready. So that is that. Now the next thing is to link the component to the store, our Redux store, so that anything we type here will be sent to the store. So to do that, let's go to our Redux folder. So we can close this and go to our Redux folder. Good. Now Redux folder. In our Redux folder, let's create a file and call it store.js. Good. Now in the same Redux folder, let's create another file and call it root reducer. Reducer.js. Good. Now in the same Redux folder, let's create a folder and call it welcome Redux. Now inside the welcome Redux, let's create a file and call it welcome.actiontypes. Actiontypes.js. Good. Inside the same welcome Redux folder, let's create another file and call it welcome.actions.js. Good. Now inside the same welcome Redux folder again, let's create another file and call it welcome.reducer. Good. So we're ready. Now let's take the first one, welcome.actiontypes. Action types. Don't need this now. Don't need this. We don't need this. Good. Welcome.actiontypes. Now the welcome.actiontypes, let's look at the type of action that we need. So we say export const fetch user equals fetch user. Good. So that is that. So next thing is to go to our actions. Now in our actions, what do? We need to import our action type. So we say import fetch user from where? From our action types. So next we say let fetch user equal to a function that will return a type called fetch user, comma, and the payload we give it user, because we need the user in the store. We are sending the user in the store, so we need to give the payload to user, okay, so that it can send the user to the store. So we say export fetch user. Good. So that is that for the actions. Now let's go to the reducer. Now in the reducer we need the action types again, so let's copy it. No need to type again, let's just paste it there. Good. We need the action types. Then next we create a feature key in the store. So we say export const welcome key equals welcome store, so we can have the name in the store, welcome store. Now we create an initial state, so we say let initial state be equal to, because here we say give it a username with a value empty. Good. The next we can now say let welcome reducer be equal to a function where the state will now be equal to initial state comma action, where the action will contain the type and the payload. Action. Good. So as to switch statement, we can say switch type should return a case of what? Fetch user should return give us the state back and the payload. So that is that for our switch statement when a fetch user is called. Next is our default case. We say default should return state. So next is to what? Export our welcome user. So we say export welcome reducer. Good. So export welcome reducer to where? To the root reducer. So we go to root reducer and import it. We say import welcome reducer from where? From welcome Redux welcome reducer. Good. Next, we need to import combine reducers from Redux. So now we can now say that let root reducer be equal to combine reducers into bracket. We link the key, so we say to bracket. Oh, sorry, welcome key caps, welcome key with the value welcome reducer. It's good. Now we need to import our welcome key. Good, it has been imported for us already. Good, so next thing to do is to export our root reducer. You export it to where? Export it to the store. So we go to the store and go and import it. So we say import root reducer from where? From root reducer. Good. So that is that. We also need import create store from Redux. Then we need import compose with dev tools from Redux dev tools extension. So now finally we can say let's store equal to create store into bracket root reducer comma compose with dev tool function. So now we can now export our store. Export the store to where? To the app.js. So we go to the app.js and go and import our store. So we say import store from where? From Redux. From where? So Redux then store. You also need to import provider from React Redux. Good. So now let's wrap the provider around the component. So we say provider is given the value store equals store. To wrap it around it this way. Good. Make it look pretty. So we can say the store component is ready. The store is also ready. So let's check our browser to see if there's any complaint. Great. No complaint. So let's check our store to see if we have our initial state. Good. We go to the store, check our state, check our raw view. You can see our welcome store. We have the username empty in the store. So it means our store is ready for input. So next thing to do is to link the store to the component in such a way that when I type any name here, the dispatch, which is the welcome, will send it to the store. So to do that, we need two hooks called useSelector and useDispatch. So let's go to our component. We can close this. We don't need them now. Close all this and go to the component. Good. So this is our component. Now let's import useSelector and useDispatch from React Redux. That's what we're going to need. Then next, we call the useDispatch. We say let dispatch be equal to useDispatch. Good. Dispatch is ready. Now dispatch is ready. What are we dispatching? We go to the welcome button to go and dispatch the name that has been put inside. So we say dispatch what? What action are we dispatching? So we go to our actions, go to Redux.actions. We say dispatch what? Fetch user. So we're going to dispatch fetch user. So let's say dispatch fetch user. Good. This function. Good. We're going to call it. That's important. It has been imported for us already. So that is that. It's going to dispatch, and it's going to dispatch the user. Okay, we need to dispatch the user. Now let's go to our browser to view. Oh, sorry. Good. So let's put any name here. Let's say Joe. Dispatch Joe. Let's check our store to see if we have Joe in the store. Great. Before we had empty. Now we have Joe in the store. Okay. So our dispatch is working. So one thing is, after sending a name to the store, I want us to make the input empty again. So to do that, let's go to after the dispatch, let's set user again to return the user, then give us a username empty again. So let's check that. So we say, let's call another name John. So we say, great, you can see the input is not empty. So we go to the store, we're going to see John in the store. Good. Now let's link the store to the component so we can see the store in our browser. So here we say view store. Good. So to view store, we need let view user, let's call it view user, okay, because use selector function, which also gives us another function. Good. Another function where the state that will return state with the feature key. So we say feature key is what? Welcome key. Good. We need to import our welcome key. We say import welcome key from where? Nope. From welcome? No. From Redux. Good. From Redux. Then from welcome Redux. Then from welcome reducer. Good. It's not welcome reducer. So that is that. So our store is ready. So how do we view the store? Where is our store? Oh, sorry. Good. Have view store. So we have what? View user as our store. So we can call the JSON pre-tag to see our view user. So we can say JSON, we say view user. Good. Great. So let's go to our browser. Great. You can see the username here. So when I type anything and I click welcome, I should have it in the store. So Nani, good, we have Nani in the store. You can see, so Nani is in the store. So Nani is ready in the browser. So what we can do is to link the browser to the name over here. So we say we go to footer, then over the name here we can just say view user dot username. Good. Now let's see if it's there. So let's give it another name. Let's say Ben. Good. You can say hello Ben, welcome to Good Do Micro Projects. So next thing is to do is to style our name that it will be receiving. So to do that, let's give a span tag to the view user. So we say span, cut it, put it inside. Good. To handle it, then we can give it a class name and call it test danger font italics, then test capitalize. Good. So let's go to our browser again. Let's check it again. So we say give it another name. Let's call Joe back. Joe. So, hello Joe, welcome to Good Do Micro Projects. Now let's give it some space. So we say good. That should be ready to go. Let's check it again. Joe. Hello Joe, welcome to Good Do Micro Projects. Now our footer is also ready. Now next is to do is to create an if statement, a condition such that when the username is empty, it shouldn't display the footer. So when it has a name, then it displays the footer. I want us to make our condition. So we go to our application again. Then over here, the footer div, we can just cut it. Then we give it our if statement where we say if view user.username dot length dot length equals 0. If it equals 0, then what do? Then display now. Otherwise, then display our footer div. So we go back again, check our browser so that we don't have the footer div, but when we put in any name and we click welcome, now there is name, so the footer div appears. So that is that. So I can say Naveen is my mentor. I say you can see Naveen on the screen. Hello Naveen, welcome to Good Do Micro Projects channel. So guys, don't forget to do good. Thank you very much for sticking through. Catch you in the next video. We say goodbye.